shows GPs work on average of just 26 hours per week, and that's down from 30 hours a week in 2016. Now, the report adds doctors are unwilling or unable to go to work for any longer. Do these work-shy quacks need doctors' orders to get back to work sharpish? Well, let's bring in now the voice of one of GB Voice's viewers, and that's William Pickup. William, welcome to the show. So I heard you had a very, very lengthy struggle to get to see your quack. Tell us your story.
Yes, well, before COVID it was fine. We got there in a few days. But now, for the last couple of years, it's been more like 3 weeks. Now, I think if you have an emergency, they might be able to get you in within a day or two. But generally 3 weeks is the minimum before you can have a routine appointment. And I had one over COVID. They diagnosed I needed an operation reasonably quickly. I waited a year, didn't hear anything, and thought, well, I'll cut them some slack here because it is COVID, obviously a crisis. But I phoned them up after a year and said, what's happened? And they said, we forgot to refer you.
It's just an astonishing thing to say. And when you find out, and I believe you ended up in A&E, didn't you, William? So you ended up in A&E, you went to hospital to try and see in the end, to try and short-circuit the GP system. But when you find out the information from this report today from the University of Manchester, and do you know, by the way, that doctors are actually contracted to work 37.5 hours a week? They're putting in 26 hours a week. They're missing in action for almost a third of their entire contracted hours. William Pickup, how does that make you feel?
Well, I think that one of the big problems is that a lot of doctors have now gone part-time. Under New Labour, I know they gave them a massive pay increase, almost double. And many doctors said, well, we're going to go down to 3 days a week. We've got a big gender mix now, which is fine. We've got a lot more women doctors, but of course a lot more women doctors actually only want to work part-time as well, and that's fine as well. But it means patients suffer, and what happens is, I've been to A&E 3 times in the last 2 years. It's been absolutely catastrophically bad, waiting of up to 15 hours overnight, getting misdiagnoses, getting no diagnosis, being kicked out again when there's serious problems. And that's caused by the fact that GPs are not available within a couple of days for what patients think might be quite difficult problems.
It's an astonishing state of affairs, and the report goes on to admit that GPs may be working less because they are likely to be unwilling or unable to face more of the intense day-to-day pressures. The job of being a doctor. Isn't that the job of being a doctor? You sign up for this, you get well paid for it. I just find it incredible that we seem to be having doctors who are missing in action. By the way, William, you are absolutely correct to say that women, typically GPs, work fewer hours than men. That's not a sexist thing to say. It's absolutely true. This data backs it up. Thank you so much for joining us there from Glossop, Derbyshire, understand, a place I know well. William Pickup, thank you very much. A wonderful GB News viewer. Thanks for joining us on the show. Now, I'm Martin Dalby on GB News.